PDP has promised that their Fight Pad will give you the precision of a fight stick with the comfort and convenience of a controller. But is that actually true? Let's find out.
Skip it up and that up.
So I think everyone can agree that there has been some awesome fighting games this generation. The Street Fighter series has made a huge comeback, and the Mortal Kombat reboot for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 is phenomenal. It's a masterpiece. But the controllers that come with the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 are horrible to use with fighting games. This D-pad is barely usable, and the Xbox 360 D-pad is virtually unplayable. I cannot play games with this D-pad, whether it be a fighting game or a 2D platformer. I don't know what Microsoft was thinking when they created this controller. So if you are a fighting game fan, you have to find alternatives. There are a ton out there. And this is PDP's solution. This is their Fight Pad. It's very interesting because it uses micro switches like fight sticks use. And those are supposed to give you more precision, faster reaction time, and they're supposed to be more durable. This digital nub has micro switches, and on top of it, the face buttons also have micro switches, which you usually don't see in a Fight Pad. According to PDP, this is supposed to give you faster reaction times, you can hit the buttons quicker, and it's supposed to be more durable. So let's take a look around at the controller real quick. Obviously you have your digital nub right here, like I just mentioned. You have your normal PlayStation buttons, and you have your L1 and R1 button, your PlayStation home button. You have your L2 and R2 shoulder buttons up on top, and you have select and start. So you have all your buttons, obviously minus your analog sticks, that you need to play any kind of game on the PlayStation, any kind of fighter I should say on the PlayStation. How does the controller function though? Now, this digital nub, I have a couple issues with it. For one, when you get really into a game, your finger gets sweaty. And even though this is rubberized up on top, it starts to slip. And that's a big problem, especially with a fighting game, because for a pad that claims it has a ton of precision, if I can't do, Ryu's fireball or his spin kick because my finger keeps slipping off, that's a huge problem. Also too, and maybe because like I've said before, I have huge hands and a huge thumb, I can't find a sweet spot on this digital nub. Like my finger, I feel uncomfortable here, putting it in the center. Sometimes if I want to go forward, I'll actually accidentally make the character duck down because I just can't find a sweet spot on this digital nub. That is kind of an issue. There's some games it worked really well with, but there's some games not so hot. But when I show you some footage of the games that I tried this with, I'll explain it further. My other issue is with the micro switches under these buttons. Now PDP claims that because they have the micro switches, you can hit the buttons much quicker. My problem is that these almost feel like mice buttons on a mouse. If you try a mouse, this is what these buttons feel like. And they say that, because it has less throw, the buttons don't have to be pushed down as far, you can hit them faster. I have no problem with the buttons on here. I can hit these buttons fast all day. I really don't see a difference in between the two. Also too, these feel very flimsy. So I can't picture, they say that this is a very durable Fight Pad, I can't go into the future and use this for 6 months and come back, but I've had people comment that they've used this pad for a while and these buttons start to wear down. And I have to say, I feel that they're right because they just feel very flimsy, and I feel like these micro switches under here will fail. Now it has to be said that these buttons are very responsive. I could keep on hitting them over and over again. They've never gotten stuck. They've never not responded to me hitting down on them and they didn't do the move. So they work well, but I like to feel the button going down, and when you press these buttons, it's almost like you have to listen for the click to make sure you actually hit the right button or push down any of these front face buttons. So I don't know, I think the conventional buttons on here would have worked fine. I understand that they were trying to go for the whole fight stick feel, but I don't think they work too well, and I just don't. I prefer regular buttons on a regular PlayStation controller. Size-wise, this pad is fine. It's a little too small for my hands because I have gigantic gorilla hands, but I didn't experience any fatigue when I was playing games for hours on end. So it is even, if it's comfortable for me, I'm sure most of the people out there have smaller hands than me. I'm sure it'll be comfortable for you too. So that, it actually is very ergonomic. You actually have this kind of kidney shaped control, almost like awkward Sega Genesis controller, and it does. It works very well. I like how this, this goes down further than this side, and when you actually hold the controller, you feel why they did that. It does make it very comfortable, so I have no complaints about the ergonomics of the controller. But beyond the look and feel of the controller, how did it actually perform? Well, I'm about to show you some games that I played, and I'll let you know how the PDP Fight Pad handled each one. Let's go take a look. Alright, we're going to take a look at a couple non-fighting games first. This is Blood Rain Betrayal, and good news! It won't even start with the PDP Fighting Pad. Yeah, I've pressed every button on this gamepad. The game will not start. So if you're looking to buy this as a good 2D PSN gamepad, don't do it, because some of the games may not even work. Epic fail right here. Moving on. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, my second favorite Castlevania game of all time. I could play this all day and all night, and I decided to give the PDP Fighting Pad a whirl with this game, thinking it has to at least do well with a 2D platformer, right? Wrong. Alucard would duck when I was trying to move forward. It's sad to say, but I had better luck using the Xbox 360 controller with Symphony of the Night. Here's a perfect example of what I mean. Now look at this. I could not get Alucard to swing his sword to the ground to open up the secret passageway. I kept trying over and over again. It would not work, and there's nothing wrong with the down position on the PDP Fighting Pad. Very annoying and very frustrating. I was very disappointed that this gamepad did not work well with Castlevania. In general, 2D platformers are much less demanding than fighting games. And now we are looking at the ultra epic Mortal Kombat, and I have to say that the PDP Fighting Pad did pretty damn well with this game. It was easy to pull off Scorpion's special moves, it was easy to pull off fatalities. Was it a huge improvement over the PlayStation 3 controller? No, but it was noticeable, and I would rather use the PDP Fighting Pad than the PlayStation 3 controller when I play Mortal Kombat. So I was pretty happy with the PDP Fight Pad's performance with this game. Now last but definitely not least is Super Street Fighter IV for the PC. I used the PDP Fighting Pad with this game as well, and I was very disappointed with the performance. It was very unresponsive, it was very challenging to pull off Ryu's super combo. I actually had a better time pulling off moves and playing Super Street Fighter IV with, dare I say it, the Xbox 360 gamepad. The bottom line is, I was not at all impressed with how the PDP Fighting Pad handled Super Street Fighter IV. Now it's time to wrap up this review and give you my final verdict. So final verdict time, ladies and gentlemen. Is the PDP Fight Pad worth your hard-earned money? No. It's that simple. I really didn't see any boost in my performance when I was playing Super Street Fighter IV. I did see a noticeable improvement in my gameplay when I was playing Mortal Kombat, but still, when I was using Scorpion, there were certain moves that I couldn't pull off properly. On top of that, when I was playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night, it was hard to get Alucard to do certain moves, like when I was ducking down and I wanted to have the sword hit the ground so I could go into a secret entrance. It was virtually impossible with this pad to do that. And it's a digital pad. It's what it's designed to do. It's supposed to give you accuracy and precision. It's what you're spending the money on. And if it doesn't give you a benefit over the PlayStation 3 and Xbox controllers, then what's the point of purchasing it? It is comfortable, it is cheap, you could find it for $14, but if it doesn't do its job, it doesn't matter if it was free. It's a waste of time. So unfortunately, I cannot recommend the PDP Fight Pad. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. I hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel.